And this next fight that I'm going to be talking about, we've got Jalin Turner fighting Jamie Mullarkey. Jalin Turner opened as the minus 150 favourite. A decent amount of money must have come in on that side because the lines seem like they're about to flip, man. We've got Jalin Turner minus 125. Jamie Mullarkey minus 105 on some bookies, plus 100 on others. I do think that we're going to see a line flip on this one here. I think that we're going to see some money come in on Jamie Mullarkey. But let's move on from that, man. Let's just talk about the Australian fighter, Jamie Mullarkey. If you guys don't know, I'm from New Zealand, which is just across the ditch from the old mates over in Australia. So I'm only a few hours flight away. I'm from New Zealand. I'm on that little island towards the right of Australia. But enough about me, man. Let's talk about old mate Jamie Mullarkey. He's on a 2-fight win streak after losing 2 fights in a row. In his UFC debut, he lost to Brad Rizal. Very, very good kickboxer, fighting out of City Kickboxing over here in New Zealand. Then he lost to Freeze the Arm, K1 kickboxer. Unfortunately, just lost to Terrence McKinney in the first round, so that loss, it's not actually that bad though, man. Freeze the Arm is he's a great kickboxer. Jamie Mullarkey just wasn't able to implement his pressure style on that one. He knocked out Conor Worthy, knocked out Devontae Smith. Jamie Mullarkey's pressure style is, I think, in my opinion, potentially going to work here. If he wants to beat Jalin Turner in this one, he's going to have to pressure forward. He's going to have to push forward against Jalin Turner. He's going to have to close the space that Jalin Turner is going to be able to have with his height and a very slight reach advantage as well. Can Jalin Turner turn this into the Farisi arm fight and stay on the outside, kickbox Jamie Mullarkey from range? Or is Jamie Mullarkey be able to rush forward and implement his body shots like he was able to against Devontae Smith, to move forward up against the cage and land some big shots to knock out Jalin Turner? In my opinion though, straight up, Jalin Turner, he hasn't really been fighting as high of a level of competition. I mean, I would actually say Urus Medic was a pretty high level competition. I do think that was his debut though, wasn't it? Something like that. But prior to that though, he did beat Brock Weaver, who was kind of UFC's punching bag for a while. Beat Joshua Cullerbell on short notice, who was upper weight class. Beat Cullen Potter, who was an Australian fighter. Lost to Matt Frivola, got taken down and kind of controlled in that one there. Matt Frivola though recently just beat Gennaro Valdez as well by knockout, which is in that insane fight. It was a weird fight. Anyway, we're not talking about that. Jalin Turner looked awesome in his last fight. He shocked me. I think I picked against him. I'm gonna be picking against him again now. I'm gonna be picking the hooligan. I'm gonna be picking Jamie Mullarkey in a very close fight. A fight that could go either way. In my opinion, a fight that you shouldn't be putting in a parlay, because the fight could go either way. I do think the lines are going to flip though. I do actually think that money is going to come in on the Mullarkey side as an underdog, and I do think we're going to see him be a slight favourite coming into the fight. The thing with Jalin Turner though, he's got a very weird record. Like, he's 11-5, but he's not really like his record's a lot better than it seems. Like, he come into the UFC 6-3, I think, 7-3. Won a couple, lost a couple. I mean, he lost to Vicente Luque, upper weight class on short notice. I think that was short notice. So we know he's not able to beat Vicente Luque. What does that tell you? You're not able to beat like the top 5 welterweights in the world as a lightweight. Can't really put too much stock in that loss. And then he lost to Matt Frivola, who's a very good wrestler. Apart from that though, he has won quite a few fights. And on the other hand, Jamie Mullarkey 2-2 in the UFC. He's on a little bit of a streak right now. I think he's going to be able to continue it. He's going to be able to keep his pressure forward style. I think he's going to be able to rip the body of Jalin Turner like he was able to rip the body of Devontae Smith. Will we get a finish? Potentially. All of Jalin Turner's wins are inside the distance. I think he's got like 8 knockout wins and 3 submission wins. Jamie Mullarkey, on the other hand, I think has something like, this is off the top of my head, man. I think he's got like 10 knockout wins and like 3 submission wins. I know he's got 1 decision win anyway. I think Jamie Mullarkey might actually be able to take this fight to a decision. He's going to get a second decision win. If he doesn't, though, he's going to knock him out. I think we're going to have to go with Mullarkey by knockout or by decision. I think Turner does have a great ground game. If Turner does take the fight to the ground, he potentially could see a submission come out of that side there. I'm going to go Jamie Mullarkey. I think he's going to be able to utilize his pressure, keep the fight, keep Jalin Turner walking backwards, keep Mullarkey pressuring forward. I think he's going to get the job done. I don't know if he's going to get it inside the distance for a decision or not, but this is the featured prelim, man. This is the fight that that the UFC is expecting to be a banger, so people buy the pay-per-view for more fights. I think that Jamie Mullarkey and Jalin Turner are going to put on a great show. I think we're going to go with Jamie Mullarkey here. I think he's going to get the job done, and it's going to be a great fight.